Well, good morning. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Coffee Talk. This is Guido coming at you from the left side of the Atlantic.
And it's Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic with his $10 Pilgrim mug. Pilgrim mug? Guido mug. Got that wrong, didn't I? Shilled badly this morning.
Maybe we need a Pilgrim mug. I've threatened to fix that multiple times. The #1 coffee talk on the worldwide interweb highway. That is us. Welcome. How's everybody doing? Stickler, Wayne, Randall. Who else in here? Have I missed anybody else? And that Pilgrim guy is here as well.
I don't know what he does.
Yeah. Stick around to the end. For our early adopters here, we are going to have a nice giveaway later. A nice giveaway. Good morning to poor old Sod. How are you? How's it going? Steeps! All right.
Steeps!
Let's talk tanks.
Yeah.
And whatever else comes to mind. Whatever. I did the hedges yesterday.
Wow. What, cut them, you mean?
Yeah.
Isn't that like every second day because it's like a jungle down there?
You would think by the amount of hedgery I had to attack.
That's a word, isn't it?
Yeah,
hedgery.
Hedgery. I had to. It was a pain in the. I got so overheated. It was just crazy. And today I have to mow.
Yeah.
It's so hot I can't do both in one day. Sutek, what's happening?
Sutek.
Yeah, so hot.
The thing is about doing outside yard work is it's great when you've got your vest on and you've got your shorts for about an hour, and then it becomes, oh, this is getting a little bit, and then it becomes a real onerous task, and then it becomes a complete and utter balls ache. So you've got to cut it down to an hour. That's it.
Did you say balls ache?
Yeah, you know when they really ache bad. You know when you like get kicked in you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. No. I
Yeah.
I get the idea of it immediately. A pain in the arse, as they say.
Oh yeah, that one.
But today's mowing, and maybe some edging. The edging needs to be done, but I may do this in a 3-parter because as of right now, I'm not working tomorrow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, channel news. Speaking of tomorrow, hopefully I'll be streaming. I may actually be streaming later today because we have drops enabled. By the way, guys, we've got the. Most of you have probably already got it, but if you watch 4 hours total of all the streamers, of the various streamers that have them enabled, you will eventually have a chance at getting a free T27.
That's nice, isn't it?
I can't make the chance small enough.
Is that?
I got a day of premium. Mine was a day of premium. What was yours? Do you know? Or have you not watched it enough?
Do you know, I've not checked. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, day of premium. There you go. Day of premium.
Day of premium. There you go.
Premium.
Day of premium. Now, on that, I was going to save this for later for missions and specials, guys, but since it's on my mind right now, make sure you go into your Twitch upper right where you've got your little symbol. I know most of you know this, but some of you may not. Click your little icon symbol thing and go down to where it says drops. And make sure you claim them. If you're watching, sometimes you'll see it in your feed and it'll say claim your drop and it's easy to click. If it happened while you weren't paying attention, you need to go there and claim the drop, because if you don't claim the drop, it won't show up automatically. Good morning, Munchy Munch. How are you? So make sure you're getting your drop. And it'll
That's a good name, isn't it, Munchy Munch?
It is a good name.
It conjures up all sorts of images.
Yeah.
Very hungry person. There you go.
Well, Stickler, if you keep this on, and you have to have the sound up ever so slightly, just enough that the sound is happening, then you can get another 2 hours of it here. So you'll get... There's 3 drops, actually. There's one for an hour, one for an hour and a half, or whatever it is, and one for 4 hours. So there you go. Free stuff, free stuff. Chance of winning Skoda was calculating using Pilgronomics. It is.
Yes, it is.
Well, you may have to sell 2 Skodas to get one.
Yeah, isn't that the right way to do it?
Yeah.
I've done that.
So
I've just done that.
Buy yourself 2 T27s, sell them back, and then your chance of getting a free one increases.
Yeah, I've just done that. I've just been to the shop and I bought them 2 T56s and sold one back and made loads of credits. I've
just been to the shop.
Yeah.
I just popped down to the shop and grabbed a Skoda.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Some of them then.
Channel news. Nothing really at EU. I actually logged into EU, and we'll get to the reason why we're doing that in just a minute. Look for the Czech reviews. They'll be coming out. I am done with the 7 and the 8. The 7 will be the first review, obviously. Then I'll do the review on the 8. Too long didn't read. The 7 is below average. The 8 is average. That's what I would say. The weird thing about the 8 is I would not use the 2-shot autoloader.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because that's what the tank is. The whole tank line is geared around the 2-shot.
I know. I don't get it,
autoloader.
man. It's weird. Well, I'll talk about it in the.
Okay.
But what happens if you've looked at that when you're unlocking it? You unlock the 2-shot autoloader first, and then there's a single-shot gun you have to go through to get to the tank.
Go through. Yeah.
And that's actually a better option for that tank because it's actually
Well,
quite
you're saying
accurate.
for that tank or for your play style, or a bit of both.
Probably a little bit of both, but
Right.
the whole idea of a 2-shot autoloader, because it's a 320 alpha, it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah,
reason
yeah,
the
yeah,
T56, as you can see, well, you can't see my garage, but you will in a minute. The reason the T56 works is it's hitting so hard for 460,
Big hitter. Yeah.
which
yeah.
is too much, but there you go. But
Is it
320,
460 or 480?
460.
460. Crikey.
But the 320 is too little. So somewhere in
Yeah,
there is
yeah.
is more of a sweet spot. You're still. What's bizarre about it is it's not bizarre. We can talk about this later. I was going to say it's bizarre. It's bizarre to me, but it makes total sense to the way they market this thing. The premium is just plain better, guys. It's better.
Okay.
It has around 2,000 DPM with a 2-shot autoloader. The Tech Tree has around 1,500 with a 2-shot autoloader.
That is diff. That is. Well, it's a good job I bought 2 of them then, isn't it? The premiums. I'm happy with that.
Well, that's the medium. That's the T27 that you bought.
Oh, I didn't buy that. Oh, dang it! I'll have to go buy 2 of those now.
Now, do we get into the discussion about why during the Czech challenge the random thing you can get for free is the old medium and not the new T56?
Ooh, let's not do that yet.
No,
Let's do that
not
later.
yet? Okay, let's not talk
do your
about that
100 battle challenge first.
I am starting a series off of topography mode.
Right.
And the first 2 will be next week, and it's titled "What You Should Have Learned." So I'm going to go
Alright.
through each mission, and we're going to talk as we go through the mission on the things I think you should have learned, and perhaps some of the things Wargaming should have done with those. The intention is to go through all of them. There's 4 per map, so that's quite a few. I'm not going to do them all in a row because you would get tired of watching that. But let me know what you think next week on the YouTube channel. If you like those, don't like those, and we'll go on. I might.
Stickler, who's in our clan, has almost finished them, and I think Wayne says he's finished them all. Because even if you just do it and just ignore everything, it's like millions of credits and loads of repair kits and loads of goodies. There's
Yeah.
loads of goodies.
I don't know if it's millions of credits. It's 20,000 per. It's 80,000 per map times 15.
Oh right, okay. Well, that's a million, then, isn't it? Close to 800,000.
Is that right? Yeah,
Plus.
close to a
Yeah.
million by the time you're done. And like you said, yes, the kits, absolutely, and some free experience along the way as well. So for a new player, it's well worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I did dip into it the other day, and one of the things I find difficult with is when something like that is telling me something I already know. I tend to switch off.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I know that bit. Where's the bit that I don't know, please?" Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like they should know what I know and don't know. So I'm like, let's get to the bit that's going to make me excited rather than, yeah, I know. So it's a bit of a grind.
Cliffy's got it. It's 1.2 million in the kits.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go.
Yeah, and if you sell the
You can
kits,
sell the large kits as well, yeah.
yeah, if you sell the kits, I keep them now. I used to do that a lot. I keep all the large kits now because I use them.
Yeah.
I use them. All right, so that's coming up. What you should have learned. Next stream. Maybe later today, actually, depending on how the mowing and whatnot goes. The reason is I want to get as many people an opportunity for the drops. Plus, I'm doing the contest, the Czech challenge. We'll get to that in a minute. Not doing as well as I would like. The competition is stiff. And then,
Well, that's to be expected, isn't it?
yeah, and probably a couple streams next week. Maybe even Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, two of the three, one of the three, somewhere in there. You can expect a stream early next week because right now the schedule's really light. As always, coaching is available. Guido at 1212gaming.com. Throw that out there for everybody who might be interested. All right, cool. Also, great idea came from new guy in the clan. We're crap, can't remember right now. Anyway, I will be doing a video on field mods. So as I get a little more familiar with it, we'll talk about that and what I think the best ideas for that. If I was to sum up the video, and you wouldn't even have to watch it, is grab one of your favorite tanks, grind it out, and see how it works. Or if you have a bunch of free experience, just take one tank to the max. Right. A tier 10 probably best because it opens all of it up, but a tier 8 at least, and it doesn't cost too much for a tier 8. It wasn't that. It was only 96,000 or something like that. I actually just did it on my T56.
To max it out. To max
yeah.
it out.
Yeah, I just did it on my T56 actually.
Yeah.
And then just take one tank and fiddle with it. You know.
Right. Okay. You see, that's useful for people like me who I've basically ignored the whole field modification thing and in my head I've switched it off. I'm not interested in it because it's too, like we said before, there's too much brain power involved to work it out. Now, if somebody's going to work it out for me all day long, it's like having a plumber fix your taps, isn't it?
Well, since we're there, let's just say this: grinding it out. There's nothing. Just turn off your crew training.
Right.
Grind it out because you're going to get an automatic bonus. There's an automatic bonus, and you really just want to get that because eventually everybody's going to have that on most of the tanks. So take that tank you like, grind that out. The second really good thing is to grab the extra bonus slot. Unfortunately, you can't just pick one of the 4. They only give you 2 to choose from, but those can be very useful as well. So do those 2 things at least. The trade-off ones, whatever, dual modifications are questionable, but some are okay.
Right. Okay.
You know, but you don't even have to touch those. You get the permanent bonus. You get the choices for equipment and consumables, which can be cool because if you want to set up a tank 2 ways, perfect.
Yeah.
And then the third one is make one of your slots a bonus slot. That 2 of the 3 are just that's all good stuff.
Yeah, saying that it's a given then, isn't it? When you did the T56 then. Because I might follow suit.
I did, and I can show that to you in a minute once we get out of the coffee shop here.
I'm sitting, as I said to you earlier on, I'm sitting on nearly 1 million XP. It's what am I using it for? Might as well use it for something that rather than, as I say, try and work stuff out.
But as soon as you pay the barista, then we can move on.
Yeah. Okay. Where's my wallet? I ain't got any dollars.
Where's my wallet? Where's my wallet? All right. I think that's all I wanted to talk about here. Let's move on. I think it's time, man. Don't you?
I think it is. Kedge is in the house, by the way.
Is it time to? Is it time to get the? Is it going to? Well, it worked good first try.
Well, did it work? Oh, you didn't have to bang it. No, I think you had it banged by the crew chief earlier on.
That's what she's. Never mind.
Oh crikey! Wrecking the joint.
Ooh. All right. Let's see what's for sale and whatnot.
Let's do it. Chill on.
Well, obviously, the big thing right off the bat is the T56 is available.
Yeah.
T56.
And I just bought it this morning.
Gets down to 30.
I was going to avoid it, but I bought it, Guido.
You bought it? Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody's raging on about how good it is, so I thought I've got to see.
It's a monster. I mean, it's got some weaknesses that will annoy some good players because they won't like the lack of speed.
Okay.
Sometimes this flexibility is not great. It is an auto loader, so sometimes it can it's an on. But that being said, as a heavy, the ability to drop 920 is kind of outrageous.
It is, isn't it?
Kind of outrageous. Yeah. And you can get it down to pretty good. I've got $47 for the standard setup here, but if I chuck a coupon on it, I'm down to 37.
Yeah, that's what I got it down to, just £30.
Yeah, did you have a 20% coupon?
Yeah, it was that or a 15 or a 10, I can't remember now.
So I have a 20% and that drops it to 37, and that's actually a pretty decent price.
Yeah, that is a decent drop. Yeah, it is a decent drop.
There you go, Wargaming. The Blue Light Special today. We finally have one.
It is. Leave it running.
Yep, I can recommend the Skoda T56 outrageously overpowered mechanic. Note I did not say tank necessarily. I said overpowered.
It will ruin the game. It will ruin the game. You know that.
Yep. I said overpowered mechanic.
Yes, it is an overpowered mechanic.
So then we got
That's-
some.
That sounds like the guy who works on your car, who's been down the gym and worked out. He's an overpowered mechanic, isn't he? Know what I mean?
Or he just came out, or he just left work late and he got
Too
mugged.
strong. Yeah,
He just let he's now an overpowered mechanic. No.
yeah, yeah. I mean, what's that all about? He's a mechanic par excellence.
Yeah. Yeah. That's French for pretty dang good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Throwing them odd French words in because I abused the French last week, so I'll have to be nice to them this week.
Fuselage, empennage.
I've no idea what they mean. What's that mean?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Get yourself some gold. We still have the bonus for the Visa, 15% extra. Not a bad deal if you're looking for gold. Remember, though, I think, can we start now saying be careful because Christmas is coming?
Yeah.
Last year
I
we
think-
started the Christmas hype about this time. Should we start Christmas
Yeah.
hype? Do we have to
I
wait till
think, yeah.
September, guys? What do you think? Should we do it now or should we wait till September?
No, well, I think we can allude to it in August, and then we can detail it in September. So we have an allude. We can allude.
And then by October, do we start complaining that we don't know if it's going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah, we can-
November we get into a tizzy because there's no
Yep.
information and how come Wargaming sucks so bad? Is that
We
a
can
good?
do that. And the marathon that we just had didn't give us anything decent. You know, when we get to November
Yeah.
time.
And then like the first week of December, holy crap, they're not doing it. Those scumbags.
Yeah, we could do that. We go, oh, they're not doing it this year. What?
Yeah. Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it? Are they not
Yeah,
doing
where
it?
is No information. Because you know, more
Give
games
me
now,
give
more
me
performing.
the odds of Wargaming not selling Christmas boxes.
Well, I think we're probably talking many hundreds to one.
Many millions,
Possibly.
billions.
I mean, it must be an absolute cash grab for them, surely.
Now that was just a clever taster for what we're going to get into later. I just chucked that out.
You did.
Yeah, little taster. All right, back
Will
to
there be autoloaders? Will the box be autoloaders?
yes.
You
There'll
will,
be
won't they?
there'll be
They'll
auto
auto-load.
loading boxes.
Yeah. They'll
Yeah.
repeat twice.
The repeat box. Yeah. There'll be double barreled boxes. Oh boy. Premium count standard vehicles. Yep. Still the oh look, you can get a T27 also. You can buy the T27. Probably one of the
Yeah.
worst autoloaders in the game, actually, if I'm honest.
Isn't it?
T34-3 Ultimate. Very strange, actually. I don't know why that's out there, but it is. Standard tanks, and that's pretty much it, fellas. We get to specials, and we're back. This is bizarre to me. No, it's not here. The T56 is not a special, but it is featured.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The special is the T27.
Yeah, I don't know.
The price point for the T27 is horrendous. They priced it virtually the same as the heavy.
Yeah, 39's quite a bit, but I think with my 20%er, I can get it down to 20 something, right?
Should be able to, yeah.
Oops, not purchase as a gift. Apply a coupon.
But
Oh, here's another great thing about this. So I can get down 31. Check this out.
right,
I think this is true. I believe it is. So say that I wanted to reward you, for instance. I don't know. I don't know why I would, but say I wanted to.
no, why would you?
Say I'd lost my mind, and for some reason I felt you deserved something,
Oh yeah,
and I go, "Ooh, I want to send a gift to my friend Pilgrim,
right.
my partner in crime on Coffee Talk live at 7 in the bloody morning Central."
Yes.
Do you think I can do that?
Well, you should be able to, surely.
No. Nope. Sorry.
No?
Can't gift the T56.
Get out.
Nope. I'm getting out right now because you can't.
That is bad. That is bad. That
I
is
don't-
bad marketing. That is bad.
I can't figure that out.
That they've just cut the nose off to spite the face because that say you bought the T56, which you could have done if you weren't a CC,
Right.
right? And then you go, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to give it to my best mate as well. That's 2 sales off the one person. And if they did that a million times over, then who is the business manager for Wargaming? He's obviously got his head stuck right up his rectum, inspecting his colon again. Or something along those lines. Seriously,
Can anybody in
bad.
chat come up with a reason why you would not be able to gift that tank in particular, or slash was it just some kind of oversight?
Do you know at that? You would hope it was an oversight.
Lootbox Mechanic bought the Skoda tank and surprised it didn't cure the 0 and 15 steamrolls. It's supposed to come with a 100% win rate, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a fully decked out crew with 5 skills each. Did you not get that?
Oh man, you uninstalled? That sucks, man.
Oh.
I actually hate to hear that. All kidding aside,
Yeah.
that does suck. It can get frustrating. I will have to tell you, early last week at the beginning of the Czech grind, were they out all last week? They were, right?
Yeah. Well, they were for CCs.
When was the patch? Was it really last Tuesday? It seems like a month ago now.
Tuesday night for
Okay,
LA was-
so midweek then. So from like Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even a little bit yesterday, but Wednesday, Thursday for sure. I was grinding the Czech tanks and getting absolutely pummeled.
Yeah.
And I was down on the game
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Things turned around yesterday and I think a little bit on Friday. And now I'm back to a more even keel. But a lot of times with that kind of, and this is referencing loot box uninstalling. A lot of times with that stuff, you just got to walk away and go do something else.
Yeah. Well, we're gamers. We're gamers. We're not just World of Tanks gamers. And I know you've got your interests as well. And this is what I do. I mean, I have as we've discussed this before. I have a number of alternatives. I can go to the EU account and just use my trash account and get rid of all my frustration, get myself chat banned, and then come back to NA again. Or I can go to DayZ and just murder loads of people from my base with a sniper rifle. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? And then I'm chilled again. I'm not smashing the keyboard anymore,
Yeah.
and I come back and do it. So you've got to find a way to chill out from it. And even if it's a week, even if it's 10 days, and then come back to it, because the game deserves that. It deserves you to carry on playing. If you put a lot of time in, 8, 9, 10, 11 years, or even if you put a couple of years in, or a couple of months, it doesn't matter. You're investing your own time and sometimes your own money. So, I understand the frustrations about uninstalling.
Yeah. Yeah,
Personally,
absolutely.
I would go a different way,
Yeah.
that's all. Absolutely, I understand it.
So for Wayne, 5 keys unlocking 4 French autoloaders.
And a field modification in a tree. It sort of works, doesn't it?
Well, we sort of skipped over 3 and 2, but I think we get the picture. Loot box, that's actually. See, what's interesting about that to me is because I'm a relatively good player, although not as good as I thought based on the Czech challenge. Good lord! But I don't get as frustrated because a lot of time, even when I had XVM and I looked at it, I would know that I was oftentimes objectively the best player on both teams. So you have a different view of it when you're that good. Because you feel like you have a little more control maybe over the game than the average to below average players. And I can definitely see the frustration because I was there in this game at the point where I felt like no matter what I did, good or bad, it wasn't helping. But I can tell you that it does help, and if you have a good game, it does help your team win. But it can. I know, I got you. It can definitely be frustrating. The steamrolls frustrate me. You see it on stream all the time. I'll just be playing along, and then I'll be pissing and moaning about how are we down 5 tanks in the first 2 minutes? What happened? How am I supposed to come back? I'm not even 2 where I'm going to fight yet, and 5 of my teammates are gone. So I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. And the big steamrolls are self-perpetuating. So once it starts to happen, there's very little you can do about it. All then you've got to do is focus on your own game, because very rarely can you flex back to stop the steam.
But sometimes you can, and it starts with you starting.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite quotes is Mother Teresa, and it goes something, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but it goes something like, there is no tomorrow, there is only today, let's get started.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of, that's paraphrased, I don't remember the exact quote, but the point being, all right, here I am, might as well get started. And if it turns out to be a loss anyway, based on that's what I thought it was going to be, maybe I get some extra damage in. Maybe I turn it around. And that's how I go about the game. And as many things as I can, actually, frankly, in life. To try to stop the frustration.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you reach a limit where your personal contribution in anything in life only has a certain effect, and then you can't change the world, if you like.
Yeah.
Sutek, I get exactly what you're saying there. I totally agree that if you're not enjoying a game, never mind what type of game it is, then don't play it. All I'm saying is if you've invested a lot of time and energy in, maybe the step back and walk away for a little bit is just a different option to uninstalling. But I totally get it. If you don't enjoy a game, what's the point? I mean, I had...
No, that's totally valid. Yeah, absolutely. And I hear you, Lootbox. You know, you lose 4, that's a tough road to hoe. And more often than not, the odds say you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does that mean does that mean you always lose them? No. Does it mean you lose most of those? Probably.
And well, that's the thing. If you're constantly going into any game, be it World of Tanks or anything else, and you're constantly frustrated and disappointed to the point where it's really riling, what's the point?
No, that's true. Right. Yeah, absolutely. What's the point? Also, another good foreshadow for later.
Yes.
Also, another good foreshadow for later. All right. So we are done shilling. No, we need to look at what missions and specials. We already shilled. Now it's the mission and special time here.
Where are we?
Special. All right, let's go back. The code for for Commander AF is August Heat. August Heat.
What's it give you?
T27 rental, I believe, and some.
Oh, really?
And some stuff.
Wonder why.
Okay, guys, I know. Oops, that's not the one. Most of you probably know this, but make sure you're logging in once a day for the next 10 days, although it's a few less now because it's already started. We're on the 15th. It goes to the 23rd. There are 7 tickets available. You can see
7 of the 5. There is 7 of the 5 keys left.
You can see right there I have 1 left. We'll look at what you can pick in a moment. But if you have multiple accounts, by the way, log into each one because they're all going to get these things. I've been doing that on my EU account so I can get the bonds. But the things you can get are right here. 3,000 bonds, 1.1 million credits. That's a weird number. I don't know why it's...
I don't know why, yeah.
Seriously, what?
What? Oh, hang on. No, 11. 1.111.
Ah, tally ho. All right, there's a reason.
You go.
Very nicely. Nice catch. All right.
Yay.
11. I like it. Okay.
Yeah, I've had a lot of tea this morning.
No, it makes perfect sense now. You can only get these once, the universal manual, and then the rest of these are unlimited, although it is limited, obviously, by the number of tickets you can get, which is 7.
7. I've done the bond thing. It's amazing on all 3 accounts. Yeah. So it's amazing.
Irritatingly enough, the crew member thing, you only get 7 tickets, so you can only get 3, so you can't actually get a full standard tank worth of crew. But there you go.
That would be beyond Wargaming scope, wouldn't it? Not doing that.
Also too, and in addition to Crew 2.0. So I don't know. You make the call on that. I think the bonds are my priority.
Yeah.
The bonds.
Maybe a universal manual.
Yep, I'm getting that, the universal manual, and then I'm getting these 50% personal reserves because those are awesome.
Yeah, credits are good. Yeah.
Yep. Because I'm actually credit poor again. I'm at 1.8 now. Because I was upgrading some bond equipment, some other stuff, and then realized all of a sudden I was out of credits. And I'll have to buy the 10 at some point, so I've got to crank that up to 7 million to get the tier 10 check when I do finally unlock it with the tier 9. All right, so that's going on.
That belies the fallacy that as a CC you get given everything. You still have to do your grind anyway, don't you, on your account?
Yeah, I mean Yeah. We have a lot of advantages. We get a lot of free tanks that we don't have to buy. We end up with a lot of gold off the Christmas thing, which you could then turn into free experience and unlock stuff. So there's obviously a lot of advantages to it.
Yeah.
All right. Check challenge. I am currently 17th or some such. Yep, 17th. So I'm just out of the money, which means my the average of my 10 best games is 3,564 out of the 33 games that I've played.
Okay, so what's the average? What's the average of the top 15 then? Does it show it?
Yeah, it's right here. Casual Boops is number 15. He's sitting at 37.25. Really, I'm going to need to get an average of probably above 4,000 to sneak in there. Maybe it'll depend on how much these guys play. You can see that most everyone above me has played a bunch more than me, but not all.
Yeah.
I mean, Toombs managed 4,000 in 11 games. I'm looking at that going, what in the heck? How does that even happen?
Yeah, you see, he's cheating. He's a hack.
He ain't cheating, man.
I'm only joking.
German intelligence is A, good, and B, spamming the games like you read about. He's got 121 battles in this event, but he is number 1 at 5974. And his top damage is 67. I think Overlord's got the top damage total. 7,600, I think, is the top.
Good grief.
So there's a 69. OP Hacker's got a 6,900 damage.
I only dream of that. I mean, the closest I've ever had, my top damage, I think, was 5.9 in a Badger. I dream of 6,000 or 7,000.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I don't have many tier 8s with 6,000 damage.
No.
But I think all of these were done, obviously, in the T56. Let's find out, did anybody do this in anything but the 56? I don't think so. Yeah, it would
be odd if they didn't. Yeah. I mean, as you're saying, 900 plus every time you let loose with your cannon.
Now, the point, obviously, is to feature the Skoda T56, but nobody's really running around trying to do this with the T27. Although, there you go, TNH. B-Ted did it. His best game is in the TNH, but he's down there at the bottom.
Interesting.
He's the only guy that has something with other than that. However, a good number of my games are from the TNH because I've only played the T56 probably about 10 times. Yeah. Yeah, talk to me, Goose. I think he intended to, but I guess he has today, and I think it actually goes to tomorrow. Is that right? August 16th at 11:20. So
is this is just the
NX, but I don't
it?
know if that's central or what though.
It is just the NA server though, isn't it?
This one is, yes.
Right. Because it'd be interesting to see what the damage count is on the EU, especially with skill, to see what skills sort of level is and how and what tank he's been using. That'd be an interesting comparison between the servers, if that was a possibility. I don't know if it is, but
so here's a random thought and something I've talked about I think a lot along the way here. This little web page, this challenge, where you sign up and try to do the most damage, and there's a prize pool. How come we don't see a bunch of these?
Oh, that's
for just regular players, where they could just click on the webpage and register and do these damage challenges with, tank of the week is blah blah tank, or different tiers, or experience instead of damage, or spots, or I don't know. Spots is probably not good because that'll be YOLOing, but you understand what I'm saying.
Now that would be a good deal. Good deal for the everyday Joe like me.
Well, tournaments are still a thing, yes, but that's like a specialized tournament. Well, why not just do this where you can go to pubs and you have a challenge and there's a prize pool? It doesn't have to be 70,000 gold, obviously. It can be, 2,000 or whatever. Just you sign up and it's tank whatever, and then they could feature different tanks and different lines.
Yeah. No, that would be cool, wouldn't it? There's us thinking for Wargaming now, aren't we?
I don't understand why they don't do more of that kind of stuff.
Because I would definitely be interested, not for the gold, but just to see how my play style, my play fits in with the whole thing and where I would come. It'd be a kudos thing as opposed to money. I'm not really worried about the gold.
I actually like this because it's the 10 best games you have, so you don't. If you have a bad game, you don't lose ground. It's just you just keep playing. As you have good games, it keeps.
Like the Chevron nonsense.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, someone just said Aranjo man is putting a team together for the China thing. Good deal. Good luck to him.
Excellent. Yeah.
He's definitely big into the competitive side of things, so that's good. All right. What's going on here? Here we go. We don't want to be on this anymore. So that is happening. Go ahead.
I'm just gone to the European server to have a look because they got the same challenge. And
they have the drops. I don't know if they're doing this particular kind of thing.
Tactical Nuke, who is third, has done 249 battles in.
Oh, Randall says EU is done by XP. Ah, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, and the top one is Dakilzor.
Yeah, Dakilzor.
Experience earned 51,143 in a Skoda T56. So they're all sort of doing Skoda T56. Skill, get this, skill is 6th. He's like 5 below the top guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's he's 8,000 experience off the top. But to be fair, he's only done 99 battles.
Yeah.
Some of these guys got over 250 battles.
The EU, I do have to say that the EU guys, and I don't know why they have so much time on their hands.
Yeah.
They tend to be able to just crank out battles. Now, here's the other thing, though. Some of those guys are really big, as in they have a big community, and that's their living. So it makes sense. That's that's what they do. It's their life basically. Yeah. That's not a negative connotation. I'm just saying their business. No. Their business is this kind of thing.
I mean, you and I have got jobs. That's their job, isn't it?
Yeah.
Instead of being on the social security, they actually work doing that.
Yeah. Yep. And some of them have like little part-time jobs, but basically this is one of their main sources of income. They just crank out the games.
Yeah. You are just on par with Quickie Baby right now. There you go. Claim to fame, Guido. I mean, it give or take 2 or 3 places. You know.
What did I say last week about my chances and where I would end up?
Well, you did say it was pretty much bottom 10.
I said probably around 15th. Yeah. I said as I was, and I didn't even know some of those guys were actually CCs, to be honest, because the group of people who talk on the Discord is much smaller than the total group of NACCs. Yeah. And I guess that's not quite right. I knew they were CCs, but they're not people I interact with, so I don't really think about them too much. Yeah. To be honest, some of those guys don't really come around the CC Discord very much, but they're definitely NACCs. Yeah. And as I looked at the list, I'm like, oh yeah. On how good all those dudes are. I'm like, oh geez.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Stickler. We've never seen Quickie Baby and Guido in the same room. So, do we have a conspiracy theory going on here?
I think I'm more Jingles' age.
There is that, but we can talk about Jingles and what he's done lately later. Wow.
He hasn't done it though yet.
Well, yeah.
That's all rumor and conjecture, but more foreshadowing. More foreshadowing. I think everybody knows what the hell we're talking about, but we're going to play this game as if they don't.
Because that's what we do. It's all a secret.
All right, let's take a look at the missions real quick.
Yeah.
We have a weekend thing going on, fellas. Fresh look. So we've talked about this a couple weeks in a row. You have until August 31st, so we are getting towards the end of it. This is the mission for Prime Gaming. Make sure that you are using... Oh, I can't see it anymore. It doesn't show me which tanks. It's 4 different tanks. Oh, that's a bummer. Can I not?
Doesn't it show?
Okay, it's the S1, the 4202, the Knarfin AX piece of garbage. What's the other one?
You love it. Really, you do, don't you?
There's one other.
You love it.
What's the other one?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Skoda T27.
Sure. So you have to have 2, though.
Oh, yeah, you've got to have 2.
5 keys and 7 tickets. 5 keys, 7 tickets. And a partridge in a pear tree. Sturb S1. I think I said the S1. S1.
Yeah. I can't remember, I'm struggling. Why doesn't it tell you anymore?
My brain just stopped. I had them all. Oh, Knarvin AX. S1. Knarvin AX. I don't know. You know what? If you want to know, go into your missions and click on this stupid thing. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Fresh look. This was the standard mission that came with it. I'm through with it. Lots of little goodies there, so certainly worth doing. These should both just happen. Obviously, this one you have to run the right tank, and it does take a considerable amount of base experience. So you need 15,000 base. So you're going to take a little grinding to get through that one. Watt Salute is standard act. Here's the Special Commander AF mission, Bukti. Wait, that'll help me because I am running the Skirta and some decals.
Decals.
Playing with
decals.
fire. Playing with fire. Hopefully it's one you can sell.
No.
I just went through all my decals and stuff and sold everything I could.
Well, I've done the same, but I've got nothing I can sell. It's all like Wargaming has earmarked it to be, well, special. You're not letting you sell it.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Weekend special is what's going on now, so that has reset. Very nice. You can get cats.
Yeah.
And a couple,
right.
and a couple kids.
Now, on weekend specials, let's not do cats because you'll just get me wound up.
Meow.
No, let's stop that right now,
Meow.
Mr. Guido. No, I will go out there and find a cat and tie a tin can to its tail. If you continue, right?
No.
Right.
No animal abuse on this channel. He's
No,
kidding.
not at all.
He
Not even
would
to
never
cat.
do that to a cat.
I'd do it to a lion, but not to a cat.
Just to a
Right.
lion. Yeah. Well, good. That's
a lion.
good because you can also get prowling tiger.
There you are.
I dare you to tie a can to his tail.
Do it to a tiger.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. Kitty. Ha ha. Why have I got 2 weekend specials then? Come on, Mr. Guido. I've got one that runs from the 13th of August.
Well, I didn't want to mention that, but that did catch my eye while I was
Right.
looking at it this morning. Yeah. So what he's saying is we have 2 weekend span.
We've started something in chat now. Clippy, behave yourself.
I don't know. That's actually my favorite story from Germany. But
What weekend specials?
no.
Oh.
What is the word? The word that the Brits use for a cat quite often? That is a dirty word in America. Do you know what it is?
Does it begin with P? And
Yes.
With Y?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
that one.
Yes. P-U-S-S-Y.
Pussy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
Right.
So it was a British lady that was running a antique shop in Germany, expat. She'd been living in Germany for years and years, was married to a German. Had various little shops in this little village. Standard act, over in Europe, that she has a business, but there's not one space big enough for it. She'd overflowed. She had stuff scattered around the little village. So you'd walk from storage point to storage point, go through and see the stuff. My wife was interested in buying a couple pieces. She likes the old English furniture, so we got a wardrobe and some other stuff. So we're walking around there, and her brother was out visiting. Pretty funny guy. And we're just walking along, dutifully following the 2 ladies.
As you do.
Yeah, as you
Carrying the
do.
money.
Completely
Carrying the
uninterested, other than the amount of money I was about to spend on antique British furniture in Germany, which I never understood, but whatever.
Yeah.
And she comes around the corner. And she's a kind of little old lady, and she sees her cat. And we're not really paying attention. And then she kicks off with what you just said. Here, pussy, 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 pussy. And she turns around and she looks at us. She goes, "Oh, come over here.
No!
Have you seen my fat pussy?"
Would you like to stroke it?
And it went on. It went on. She kept saying stuff like, "Isn't it a nice? Isn't it a shiny?" It kept going on, and
Shiny!
we kept it together for about 20 or 30 seconds, and then being the children that we are,
Yeah.
being the children that we are, about the 5th time she kicked off with, "Look at my," or whatever she said. We both turn around and we just leave. We don't say anything. We just leave. We start laughing, and then for the next hour, if we even looked at each other,
Yeah.
it kicked off again. We couldn't. It just like 7-year-olds. We couldn't handle it. It was
Superb.
It is the hardest I think I've. You know how you remember sometimes when you laugh so hard it's actually memorable. It's one of the top one of the top 3 laughs I've ever had in my life, and it was awesome. And then every time him and I talk about it, it's just we kick off
Brilliant.
again. Oh yeah.
Brilliant. Memories like that are worth their weight in gold.
Well, and she was completely oblivious, obviously, because it didn't mean anything to her. It meant the cat. She was talking about her damn cat, obviously. She didn't, The problem was ours entirely, not
Oh, was
hers.
she?
Yeah, yeah,
Was she?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The problem was entirely ours and not hers.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that was.
Absolutely.
Oh my god,
And
that
do you know
was
what?
funny.
There's sometimes it's fun to act like a 7-year-old.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we had to leave because we didn't want to. My wife was pissed. She's like, "You're embarrassing me," so we had to leave. We're like,
Yeah. See, women wouldn't have that level of infantile humour. That's the difference. They're like, really? Can you not leave the shop and stop embarrassing me?
well, you
'Cause
know
they do.
what? When you say, or does she? Maybe, was a secret genius and she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
And maybe she laughed about that. She's like, "Oh yeah, I got those two idiots going."
Well, if she knew you were American, perhaps.
Maybe
And
it
then-
could very well could be. Very well could be. And then when we started kind of reacting, maybe that she turned up the volume on
pushed it
that
a
bad
bit.
boy.
Yeah. Knowing full well that your house general would spend extra money because she felt guilty about your behaviour.
I can't discount that. I can't discount that I was lured into that one. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. All right.
Absolutely brilliant.
Are we done with missions and specials? We had Czech Challenge, August Heat. We talked about using your tickets. All right, cool. Subjects du jour.
Yeah.
Subjects du jour. Let's start with. All right, chat, everybody. Anybody having ping issues? No, we've mentioned
no
this.
more than I normally have from this side of the Atlantic. Let's put it that way.
Well, it's definitely been mentioned. It's been on the forum. When you see my game ping, what it shows in the game, this is the key here, I think, is double what it used to be. I ran 50 to 60 with my new ISP, and it shows 90 to 100.
Okay. Nothing's changed for me.
Well, that's
Still
the indicated
90 to
ping.
100.
Yeah. What I'm wondering about is people actually seeing game issues with it, delays.
Right, okay. I'll give you my experience. The first day of the patch, I was getting, for the very first time in like 5 years, I was getting that big significant lag where
Yeah.
the tank would teleport. But that was first day. That was day one. After that, it sort of settled itself down. But I'd not come across that for a long, long time. But I think
Yeah.
the last time it happened was when they did the big graphics package update and they changed the graphics engine. That was the last time I had that sort of horrendous sort of like tank was here and now it's over there. So yeah, I did experience some issue.
I don't think I've noticed too much. It says 100, but it feels the same. I think,
Okay.
but I don't know because the difference between 50 and 100 isn't too much, really.
Right.
I kind of got
No, it's
used to
not.
the 50. When I had 20 a lot, the ISP before the one I had now, and I would get to 100, I would notice it. But I've been playing at 50 to 60. But have I? Now this is my point here. Here's their article on this thing.
I know.
And we have a lot of IT guys, I think, here watching. So somebody help me with how much BS this sounds like. After the release of 1.4, you may have noticed increase. Why it happened, I love this. With the release of 1.14, we performed technical maintenance aimed at improving the quality of the game. Okay. At the same time, in addition to network delays, additional time for server processing was added in the ping calculation system. This time wasn't previously taken into account. I don't understand that sentence. Additional time for server processing was added. Okay, so you need more time to process. Got it.
All right.
Added in the ping calculation system, and then parentheses, this time wasn't previously taken into account. So how was it added if it was already there and it was not previously taken into account? As a result of maintenance, the actual connection quality for players remained the same or improved.
The actual, as opposed to what you were reading on the screen. Seriously?
But the new ping values could cause confusion. Now ping is ping. What am I missing here? They have some new secret calculation for ping? Or their game was lying to you and it wasn't showing the true ping.
Yeah. I mean, right, okay, here's an example.
Dude.
My ping to my server via my little system here, never mind Wargaming, is 11 milliseconds. So I get to my whatever it is, the local port hub, whatever it is, 11 milliseconds.
Right, ping is ping. It's milliseconds to the node or the thing. That's what it is. There's no other calculation.
No.
So either you were giving us an erroneous ping in the game, which I think everyone has kind of known that the game ping is a little suspect. Most games are like that. There's a filter in there of some kind. I don't know if they're trying to make it look better or I don't know.
Just read what Just Around Midnight said. Sorry, I can't get serious when he throws stuff like that in. Shall I read it? I can't. I have to calm down now. Oh dear.
Are you trying to? Never mind.
Anyway, there we are. Sorry. Anyway, we're back to pussies now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right. Let's do the ping thing.
Packet loss is the thing. That's the one that makes you jittery, and ping is just you get a high enough ping, then it feels like you're driving in molasses. It's just there's a delay in the controls. Packet loss makes the jitters and tanks jumping around and other crap like that. Shots not going off because when you clicked that packet didn't make it, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Because if we go on the ping thing, I've got a direct comparison here. I'm also, I'm coming across the Atlantic to play on the NA server, so my ping has always been around about 90 to 100. But also, funny enough, my ping for South America is in 200s, and yet I can still play on the South American server as much as I can on the NA server. So this ping thing didn't make any difference. The only time I noticed a difference on the South American server if it went up to 300, but at 200 it's playable. Makes no difference.
So we're getting some feedback. AMC says they're trying to say the client readout for ping in the game was inaccurate before the update. Which I sort of get that as well. Then they made it, but then if you read down, it says players are accustomed to determining the connection quality by the already established ping ranges. You think? And we want to keep that familiarity. Therefore, we will bring the visual display of ping back to the previous system. What system? The system of actual ping? This is bizarre to me. In the next server update, while keeping the new optimization mechanisms.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Ping.
So
how?
It just begs the question: why did they change it?
Yeah.
If it optimized, there was no reason to change it. I don't get it. There's something weird's going on with this.
Yeah.
Something weird is going on with this.
And the whole statement about we're now massaged it so it looks like it used to look like, although it's now different, is like you might as well be talking Russian to me because I've got no idea how to understand that particular statement.
So Boogie says your network ping does not take correct. Absolutely. That's just the ping to that device and back, not what that device is doing to turn it around. However, I think they're actually trying to incorporate the server processing. Okay, and that's fine, but now they're turning around and saying that they're going to revert it back.
Yes, that's what. Yeah, or make it look like it's gone back. That's what they're trying to say is that we'll change it so it looks like to you like it used to look like, but in the background we'll run our new ping thing that you won't even know about anymore.
Well, it's always got to do. The server's always got to do the server thing. That's always going to be there. So, like they were saying, they were trying to add that number on there to give you an idea of what your total delay is between you and the server itself and the things the server is doing. But what I don't get is why they didn't just say that.
Yeah.
But they've said that, but now they're coming back and saying, well, we're going to revert it back so you see the same ping you used to see.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What's the point? If you're going to maintain that new stance, why then revert the physical what we see back to how we used to see it? Because will that make us all go quiet and go, yeah, it's great now, thanks?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So as always with these things, my original question is, what was the purpose of even doing it?
Yes. Why?
And if the purpose was good enough, why didn't they stick to their guns? Or is there really something going on with their patch to where the ping and packet loss is worse?
So I just wonder, my experience and some of the others on the stream here, where straight after the patch there was those massive problems, whether that has kicked off a big enough shitstorm for somebody in Wargaming to go, right, we need to look at that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Possibly.
Bogey, I'm with you. That's exactly what they're saying. But the original question remains: why did you do it? A,
Yeah.
and why didn't you stick to your guns and say, look, this is, here's the deal. It's better. It's going to show worse. It's actually giving you a better idea of what the totality of the processing is requiring, and that's the new number. That's But they didn't. They said, hey, this is why we did it, and then they reverted the number back, and then said, well, that's still happening in the background, and that's just weird, dude.
I know. I know. I mean, try to figure it out. Why you could have spent an awful lot of time using brain power to process that particular statement and come to the same conclusion that it's just complete utter BS.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty.
Needed other stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same, Cliffy. That's why I said earlier I haven't really noticed that big of a difference.
Right.
So I think despite the number you're shown, it's more or less the same. Wargaming claims it's better. I don't know. I haven't noticed that either. I haven't noticed it better or necessarily worse. We are getting a lot of reports, at least from CCs, and I think on the forum, that people are getting worse packet loss, and some people are complaining about trying to use kits and those not working. But that stuff, those complaints happen all the time anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's related to the patch or not. Strange
No,
things.
71 of them sees the same as me. Apart from that particular glitch straight after the update, it's been exactly the same and perfectly fine as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So don't know, man. Don't know. It's interesting enough to me that they actually addressed it and fairly quickly. So based on the way the company works, this makes me feel like maybe there's more to it, or potentially they just got ahead of this one better than they usually do. I don't know.
Okay.
Track record's not fantastic on that kind of stuff, but maybe that's all on the up and up, and there you go.
The other thing, again, just to top and tail what you're saying, is that the fact that they actually went and put a complete notice out there on the website says to me that that's behind that is something fairly substantially important, that they consider that they needed to go, because they're not renowned for telling us stuff.
Well, they had to, because everybody's number doubled.
Yeah.
And gamers kind of watch that stuff. Right. So and it wasn't in the patch notes, as I think Cliffy said or somebody else said, which was also fascinating. Why it would, hey, you would think that, hey, by the way, your ping's going to show larger. You can just put in the patch notes. Would have fixed all that for the most part.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There still would have been random people who don't read patch notes coming in there and complaining, but everybody who answered them would probably have the answer. Oh, by the way, it's in the patch notes. Read the patch notes.
Yeah.
So another self-inflicted wound. Standard act.
There you go.
All right. What else we got going on? No word on the marathon. So don't know about that, on what's going on with that thing, or if it's even coming. In theory, it's essentially now or soon, maybe next week or whatever. We'll see. We talked about field mods already. Did you guys see the Caliban? This tank, the Caliban, that's supposed to be coming up.
You?
Let me find this thing, because this is pretty funny. So the Caliban is on Super Test, and it's a rather bizarre two-shot auto-loading HE firing. I guess it's a TD. It's probably an artillery piece or something, or a mortar, but it's British. Right here. New British premium heavy. It's a heavy tank. Caliban has officially entered Super Test. Has an 85-degree turret. Does not have 360, even though it's a heavy tank. Here's the salient parts here. 600 and 950, 650. So I guess is it HE and AP? Must be.
Wow.
HE. 7-second aiming time.
Oh.
Dispersion 0.6.
Whoa. It's just horrible, isn't it?
It's actually got a pretty good turret at 250, and the whole armor's decent at 130.
Well, it would need it, wouldn't it? Because you'd be in the aim for like 3 days. You'd
Yeah.
be like, right, I'm going to fire in a minute. Yeah, keep hitting me. Bounce, bounce. Yeah, yeah. Right, now it's my turn to fire.
Maybe it's Hesh. Is it Hesh and not HE? Is that what we're
I would
talking
hope it's
about?
action, not HE.
Might
I really hope it will.
fire a single HE round. Don't know. Don't know.
Yeah, for the king. Plenty of time to make a cup of tea, isn't it? Hang on, guys. Just going to make a cup of tea. Can you carry on reloading?
I said 2-shot autoloader, but now I'm not certain about that. Does it say?
KB2.
Yeah. Vehicle will have a classic Italian auto reloading mechanism, naturally.
Of course it would.
Yeah,
Why
it
not?
wouldn't be the regular one. It'd have to be the Italian one. With 2 shells, with a massive reload and aiming time. With the reload's not actually listed here, is it? Oh yeah, it is. 28 seconds. And then 19 seconds for the next shell.
No. Who in his right mind would take that out to battle?
Well, it's kind of the ultimate herbivore camping machine.
Isn't it just? As a heavy
Find your one lane, go find your hidey hole, and stare in one spot for 7 seconds to get loaded in, and then don't move again.
Yeah.
And
just wait for the enemy to come to you.
Yeah, just lock down that one lane that you know how to get to, and just sit there.
Dear, oh dear. Are they trying to put the shit barn into a heavy tank? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I mean, you can't. That's the rational thing to do. Otherwise, it's so terrible. Or it's just going to have to drive up to people and shoot them in the face.
Well, there is that, isn't there?
There was so this is Harkonnen's blog. He seems to be doing tank stuff again. It's been a while since he actually posted tank stuff. And there's multiple articles, so maybe he's back as far as that goes. But this is actually a funny statement. Funny fact aside, I think he means fun facts aside. Wargaming seems to have forgotten they have recently introduced changes to the HE ammo mechanics.
Yeah.
It's on super test, so who knows where that's going to go. But it's lurking around, very, very strange kind of heavy tank right there.
Interesting. But
Yeah,
again,
Sutek, absolutely. I mean, what if someone pops you twice with that stupid thing? Now, the likelihood is low because it's so inaccurate, but still, the possibility is out there, you know?
Yeah.
The truth is out there.
Yeah. The truth is out there.
So, weird tank, we'll see.
You were quoting on one of your streams. You were quoting, as a complete tangent, some stuff from Jack Black from Tenacious D. And I don't think you realised you were quoting. I can't remember what it was, but I went, that's Tenacious D is quoting.
I know Tenacious D.
Yeah, you were quoting some lines from Tenacious D. And I was like, gosh, he's quoting the Master of Rock here. Anyway.
That is a really good album, man. It's pretty funny.
It's cool. I love it. I've got it on my, yes, I know I'm old, but I've got it on my iPod.
On me iPod.
Yeah, you know the little thing that you know, that thing.
So let's talk field mods real quick, because I told you guys earlier that I had unlocked the Skoda T56, but let's quickly look at this because I want to make sure it's the same price. If I do this, yeah, so it's 69,000 free experience for a tier 8, which isn't too bad. So if you're looking for figuring it out and you have some free experience laying around, unlock one of your tier 8s. Tier 10 might be better, but it's 250-something thousand free experience, so the 8 might be enough.
Okay, I'm sat here with it ready to go and do. So you're saying it's what, 89,000 XP?
69,000 free experience.
69,000. So the first one is 11.5, isn't it? Shall I do it on stream?
Yeah.
Although you can't see me doing it.
I can't see it yet.
Yeah. Okay. So I can do screen share if you want.
Thanks for the follow, Crocovus.
Good name.
Right on. Thank
Good
you.
name.
And Sparky.
Sparky.
Did Sparky hadn't followed me, or is that a different? Must be a different Sparky.
Possibly. And then you got Lobster Town, just claimed his garage slot, and Caesar Deckles.
Excellent. We got the Deckles.
Right, so I'm going to do this. 11,500 increase, yes.
So immediately you've got +3 to vehicle hit points.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Then you've got these 3 things down below. I've actually assigned the firepower one to this slot. Now I don't want to redo it because you're going to spend credits to do it. I'm not going to redo it. But you have you can do mobility or firepower. I think the firepower one's probably worth more.
Right. So if I unlock level 2 now, then
different Sparky. All right. Yeah, that's Sparky 49.
Yeah. So I'm going to unlock this level. It says level 3 there, doesn't it? Level 3. Required level. Reach level 3 field modification to access. So I'm going to do that now. 11,500. So that's 23,000.
Just some dad with time. Thank you so much. Welcome. How are you?
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm on this permanent bonus plus 1% to the vehicle hit points.
Well, see, what you want to do is you want to go all the way go down to the bottom, go all the way to the right.
All the way to the right. So I'll do that.
And select that one, and then pay your whatever's left of the free experience you need to do that with.
Okay. Right.
Then you've unlocked all of them.
Right. So I've done that.
All right. So your screen should look like mine now. Your screen should look like mine.
Select the number 6 now at the right-hand side.
Yeah.
So select that. Yeah. Maximum level of assign what? Firepower.
If that's what you want, yeah.
That's what I want. Yeah.
Right.
Firepower. Assign firepower. Right, 3%
so
hit point.
Yeah, so if you go back to the garage, then you'll see that your 2 slots, one is the survivability for heavy tanks, and one is the firepower symbol.
Right. Yeah.
So you're going to get a bonus out of that. Now I've got some try-hard equipment on mine right here, which doesn't. You don't get these things don't get the bonus, so nothing you can really do.
Oh, right. So the second slot is now a firepower slot.
There you go. Yep.
Right, and so what did you put in that? Gun rammer? No.
No, actually, I'm just messing around a little bit. I've got my vents, but they're the purple vents. They're in the survivability slot. Vents work with any slot, but this is purple, so it doesn't actually get a bonus out of the slot.
Okay, so
that's the problem with putting purple stuff on. That doesn't help. My IRM, my IRM is on the firepower slot. It does get a bonus out of that, and then I've got a bounty stabilizer in the 3rd slot.
Right. Oh, okay. Right. Well, I'll tell you what my current setup then is. Vents in the 1st slot, as you know, it's just normal vents, but it's getting that.
Gets a bonus, yeah.
Gets a bonus. Then my 2nd slot, at the moment, I've got improved hardening. So I can take that out and put something else in, like a V-stab, or would that make a difference?
Actually, I think if you move your improved hardening to the left slot, it'll get a bonus off the survivability. Your vents, move your vents to the firepower slot. It'll still get its bonus.
Yeah, that's true. And then the 3rd slot, I've got improved aiming.
I would have a vert stab there. I would not use improved.
I'll throw a vert stab in there.
Yeah, vert stab over improved aiming.
Yeah. And then my directives, I've actually got vent purge in my directives, gives me another 2.5.
That's what I have. Yeah, it gives a little bit extra. Yep.
Right, there you go. That's cool. Look at that, lot.
There you go.
Right,
so the
nice
point of all that, guys, with the field mod is what I would do is grab one tank you like, use some free experience, or grind it out if you don't have the free experience, and then just play with that one tank, kind of figure out how they all work. The one thing I haven't messed with yet is the dual mods over here for the T56. So what do we got?
I was going to say, what would be your recommendations there then? Because
probably not using any of them, but let me look at this.
I was going to say, I'm lying.
This thing doesn't need any help getting slower, and although you get a bonus, in one part, you get a negative in the other. So overall, it's going to probably be.
Yeah.
That's probably not bad, actually. +5 to hold traverse, +10 to suspension, -7 to maintaining speed. That means when you turn and do things, it slows down worse. I don't know. It might be worth doing. This is -3 to aiming circle, -5 to aiming speed. Goodness. That seems like a wash to some extent.
Yeah.
I guess the circle is actually smaller when you get there. It takes you longer to get there.
Yeah.
By 3%. This is a faster aim with a larger circle. I don't think either one of those is worth doing on this tank.
No.
Stun duration, additional stun, view range. So I don't see any of these being useful for this tank, to be honest.
No. I mean, view range is a heavy tank. Do you really need view range? I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
You could put stun duration in if you're worried about arty, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm not going to do anything else with that. That's pretty much set up. I like that. Cool.
Now, this may be a decent trade. There's a lot less arty right now. If you're okay with being stunned a little bit more, you get a little view range. So I don't know. That one might be worth doing potentially. If you're a big view range guy or gal, this one is maybe okay. I don't think that you don't get stunned as much now, and it's not as bad. So a little bit extra stun probably isn't going to hurt, and extra +3 to view range is pretty good.
And it's 50,000 credits.
And it's 50,000 credits to put it on there. So that's of the three. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is maybe the best one.
Yeah, possibly so, in my opinion. Bilderberg, that's a good point. And that's how I felt. All the new stuff is so confusing, really, because my brain power is low enough as it is. It's got to maintain my body. Never mind work out what Wargaming wants to do with the tank.
Did you try to tell them to get off your lawn yet?
I've done that many a time, yeah. I've shouted at the clouds and told Wargaming to get off my lawn.
Old man shouts at clouds.
Oh, dear.
It is a little...
So would you put the periscope electric drive on, then, do you reckon? To give you that view range and not worry about stun?
I don't know. It's so... It's just not that... Does it... Will it show you that? Hold on, let's see. What do we get here? What do I have? I have 433. If I add that... No, it just does that and doesn't... Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can click on it. All right, so what it'll do is give me 447. Okay? And then if I put this on, my dispersion goes to 0.35. Wow, that's a big negative on the dispersion. Holy cow. But the aiming time goes up to 2.7, but I get a 0.35 dispersion. That's actually cool. I didn't realize it did that, guys. So this really helps out right here.
Yeah, if you do your drop-down menu on the right, you can see the effects it has, can't you?
Right.
Yeah.
So this thing is... Yeah, I don't know, guys. Maybe you trade a little bit of aiming time for a much tighter dispersion at 0.35 for the derpy gun. That's not bad.
Makes it a bit more accurate, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that's 50,000, isn't it? It doesn't affect anything else. It's just affecting aiming time and dispersion, isn't it? There's no other effects. I'm just looking to see.
Yeah, that's just aiming time and dispersion, yeah.
That's quite useful. I'll take it down.
It's very surprising that 3% ends up being 0.2 dispersion. That kind of blows my mind.
It does. Yeah, mine too. I'm going to actually put that on, you know. We'll
2.7 is pretty painful on aiming time, though.
Isn't it just?
Yeah, when you start getting to 3, near 3, that hurts. So it'll take you longer to aim in, but you're getting a considerably better...
What then we need to look at then is what crew skill would affect those two things. And is there a way to get one of them down that is a negative at the moment?
Well, my crew's got pretty much everything. I am running, and unfortunately, when you're in field mods, you can't see the rest of your stuff. I'm running pretty close to everything I can do to bring the dispersion down, and I've got a 0.36.
Oh, okay. Right.
So I mean, I'm running food. I've got the vents directive. I've got a. It's only a bounty stab. I've got. Although this doesn't, I think. That's just moving and traverse. So that doesn't do anything as far as this number goes, base number. But the vents help. So between the purple vents and the directive,
yeah,
and the food and Brothers in Arms, I've done pretty much everything I think I can do to get the dispersion down.
Right.
Maybe
you got it down to what? Did you say?
I wonder if the IA will the IA bring down dispersion? Yes, it's -7 to aiming circle. Hold on, what would this do? Oh my god, I wish it would just tell me. It's going to have to help, right? Let's just do it, whatever.
You would think so, yeah.
Oh, 0.33, look at that.
Well, that's good, because I'm at 0.36 at the moment. Well, that's good.
So I've had this discussion with people, and maybe, what do you guys think? That's a pretty amazing, actually. Oh, Silver, thanks, man. So we got a gift sub to Peter KJ Richter and Guardians of the Slow Lane. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. I do appreciate
That's
that.
Cool.
So we've talked about this on occasion, and I've often said the improved rotation mechanism is better. Now, what I'm losing here is I'm losing a lot of the whole traverse and stuff. But look at that dispersion down to 0.33 with that thing.
Yeah. I don't know if I can get it down. I'm going to have a quick look, see if I can get it down to that. I've got it at 0.36 at the moment. So, where are we? Survivability, firepower. 0.36, how can I get that down? Yeah,
I'm actually going to try that out. A 0.33 dispersion is pretty impressive. So now if we go to now if we go here and I try this 0.35, 0.32.
Wow.
So all the way down to 0.32, but a 2.7 aiming time.
Yeah, that's what I've got. I've got 0.35, but a 2.7 aiming time.
Yep.
But for me, the more accurate gun, giving it a derpy gun, it might be just worthwhile.
Porky Pack, thanks. Now, before I do this, it's 2.57 aiming. That's still pretty bad. This is a faster aiming time, but so for not very much more aim, I can get another dispersion point shaved off to 0.32 with a much longer aiming time. So there you go. So I think I'll try this loadout, actually. I kind of like this, so we'll see what happens.
What's got you down to 0.32? IA?
I have the IA, but I would have to take the field mod.
Oh, okay.
It's 0.33, but I would have to take one of this field mod here, the parallax adjustment. But I would increase my aiming time. So I'm actually just going to leave that be for now. Maybe it is an experiment. I'll try it out at some point. Just see what happens.
I've put that parallax adjustment on, which has got me down to 0.35 from 0.37.
Yeah.
But it's given me a 2.7 aiming time, so that's cool.
I think I said thanks to Porky Pack, but thank you again. So what I get from this is kind of interesting to me is with all this equipment and adjustments, I've got purple equipment, the non-purple, whatever the bounty equipment, all this try-hard stuff, food. I've gone from 0.4 down to possibly 0.32.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference.
Isn't it just?
You know? So we're really in this position where when you start just stacking all these things on top of each other, it's a very different tank set up like this than somebody who just bought it and chucks a new crew in there and doesn't have equipment. And even if they use standard equipment and no food, they're still considerably worse.
Yeah.
I mean, dispersion of 0.33 is reasonable, especially for how derpy this gun starts at.
Yeah, anything you can get. I will take a slightly bigger aiming time for a better dispersion with this gun. Absolutely. Yeah. But I'll come back to my original point now. We've been at this 20 minutes. Now that's, if you've got 300-400 tanks, that's 20 minutes a tank to go through. Well, you wouldn't, would you? But
You're not. I mean? Well, it will build on each other. You'll get smarter about it as you go. So you won't have to learn everything as you go. But yes, for different specific tanks, it may take you a while to decide how you want to do. Also, money.
Yeah.
Right? Silver. Yep. Holy cow.
XP and credits.
Yeah, you don't have an unlimited amount of silver and credits to do all this stuff with.
No.
Yeah. All right. So we have one more thing. We have two more things. We're going to talk about the big thing, but I need to take a quick break. I'm going to make another coffee. So let's take a 5-minute break, guys. We'll come back. And when we come back, we are going to talk about the World of Warships CC drama. World of Warships CC drama. And for everybody who's here and has stuck so far, we will be giving away a T-56 today.
No way.
Yep, we're giving away T-56 today.
God,
not as a gift though.
No,
because you can't do that. You're not allowed to gift it.
No,
that's BS.
But you are so nice, aren't you?
No, Wargaming is nice. I am not nice at all because
I know You're not nice.
Thank you to Wargaming for giving me this to give away, but we are going to give that away. But first, we're going to talk about World of Warships CC drama. But before that, we're going to take a quick break. So everybody chill out, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Got to make a coffee. I guess I need one of those that says. I guess I need one of those that says "Be right back," don't I, guys?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody's saying start soon. I've been up 2 hours watching this. When does it start?
Oh man, Kedge, thanks for the gift sub to Sutek002.
Oh, there's a lot of love on the channel today.
I tell you
A lot of love on
what,
the channel.
15. He's given 15. That's amazing.
Wow.
That's
He's
awesome.
way ahead of me.
The new Taliban tank. Oh man, the new,
Yeah.
the Kala Taliban.
Oh, dear. Oh, yeah, that's what it's going to get called, isn't it?
So we've switched back to the coffee shop because we're gonna. Well, hopefully we won't slag on the on them too much. But what is going on in World of Warships?
Isn't that interesting? You could say that there's a valid point in it all, or you could say it's a little bit storm in a teacup, can't you? I guess.
I think, as with most things, it's a little bit of both. Would be my guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has everybody been tracking that? They're not discussing it.
They're not.
They're not discussing it. Yeah, interesting stuff. So I watched several of the videos. Did you watch any of them?
I have watched a couple of them, and I found them interesting. Should we put it that way? There's a point of view that's coming across that perhaps needs a level of maturity that's not there at the moment, shall we say, for want of a better way of putting it.
We did talk about it a little bit before we came on. I think we're of a similar mind, not in lockstep, but it's interesting. It's just, first of all, this whole business is a little bit or a lot of bit about hype. So it's clicks, it's creating views, and it's also a hobby. But for some people, it's a business. For wargaming, it's certainly a business.
Yeah.
CCs don't work for wargaming. It gives them a certain amount of flexibility. But at the same time, they've entered into a business relationship with another business.
Yeah.
And even if you're a hobbyist and small like me, I still come at this as a business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if at some point it is not mutually beneficial, either by them, who could say bye to me, or by me, who can say goodbye to them,
yeah,
then that happens. And I respect somebody who has a ethical or moral issue with something that a company, somebody they are in business with. It doesn't even really have to be wargaming. This is a generalized statement anyway.
Yeah.
If they then cease to do business with that entity, the thing that makes me laugh is when we get into this emotional drama about it, and especially as it's a game. Again, though, I go back to some of these guys make a living off this, guys and gals make a living off this. So there has to be a level of maturity involved here from both sides.
Yeah. I think having looked into it a little bit, I think there was an intention that went slightly awry. There was probably quite a lack of communication between said parties. And then it's almost like throwing the baby out with the bathwater at the end of the day. You know, however emotionally involved those particular people got into all of this, you needed really, personally, it's a step back time, and then reassess where you're at with it. And do you know what? If you want to give it up and go and do something, who, to be honest, who cares? If you want to go off and do something else, go and do it. Just don't make a drama out of it. It's just.
Well, I'm fine with the exit videos and explaining. They have a community. People watch them for the reasons they watch them, and if they want to give people an explanation of why they're going and throw a grenade into the door on the way out, that's purely their prerogative.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think my issue with what I've heard and read so far, to a large extent, is this very odd idea that it's a crusade.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In arms,
you're in a business relationship, bro, and sometimes they go south. And turning it into some kind of crusade, you're the good guys versus the bad guys. We're all bad guys, bro. We're all the bad guy. You're not the hero of your own story.
No.
Sorry.
You know what? Business arrangement. What the heck?
You're not the hero of your own story. More often than not, you're the villain of your own story. I hate to break it to you, but you're a human, and very often. So basically, my take, and I think Cliffy said it a little bit. Thinking they're developers. There's a valid argument for, I think it's a little white mouse who did a lot of content for them. They worked with this person. I think it's a her, but I'm not sure. Worked with the person to make I say vehicle, to make a ship and some camo or something. And somehow it's gone south. Yeah. A year and a half of her helping out and doing this thing. And then there was some back and forth, which I'm completely not privy to at all on their Discord. And she was disrespected or talked down to or something like that.
Right.
He, she, I'm not sure. The working for somebody for a year and a half and then it not coming to fruition can be frustrating. But that person's not a paid employee of Wargaming. As a matter of fact, if they were and they popped off like that, they wouldn't have a job anymore, probably.
No. And who's to say, even if they were that who's to say that's the way they wanted to go with it? Continually within business, we've got developers in my company, and they develop stuff that comes to the table, and eventually it goes through the trials, and they go, "No, we don't want that. That's not doing what we want."
And they spend years
Let something
sometimes
else.
doing things, and that project
Exactly that.
never
I mean,
comes to fruition.
Exactly. We've got two lads who've been working almost 2 years on a particular system we're putting into place. And the hierarchy of that turned around and said, no, it's not commercially viable, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
But they've spent 2 years of their working life getting it right. So you just go back to the drawing board and start the next project. You don't stamp your feet and go and sulk in the corner if you want to. That's your
Well, I mean, it's crappy. It is, you know,
it is
and
crappy.
this person has done a lot of stuff for the community and
Absolutely.
unpaid. You know, this is something I've talked about before. Like, I don't go to the super test or do much on the test server because I'm not going to be an unpaid tester.
No, exactly that. Yeah.
You know, that's the mercenary Guido right there. Not that I'm making bank on this or anything, but I have X amount of time in my life to do stuff, and that is beyond my you know, plus minus sheet. That's a minus on my ledger. So I don't do that. Now, I'm very upfront with that. If they wanted to pay me to go do stuff, then I'd happily go do some of that. That's the mercenary Guido. I do a lot of this stuff for free. I do all the reviews on the channel and stuff. And yes, I get a little bit of money from YouTube, but I'm very upfront with that. But you know what it is? It's like $30 a month. Yeah, that's what my YouTube channel makes.
Overnight, is it?
Every 3 or 4 months, I get a $100 check from YouTube. That's what happens. You know.
Every 3 or 4 months, I get a nice word from Guido.
Yeah, at Christmas he gets some boxes, maybe.
Yeah, you overdid it last Christmas. I was somewhat, my jaw hit the deck. I didn't have long to go because I'm only 5 foot tall, but it went. My jaw hit the deck. Really did.
Well, I mean, what I'm doing here, this is a slightly different subject, but it's related. Twitch is where I make the most money off of this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, because you get half of the sub that comes back to you. The subs are $4.99, essentially $5. So I'm not partnered, I'm affiliate. So you get $2.50 of that sub that comes your way. Okay. If that's the kind of sub that it is. There's higher level subs. But that usually requires the content creator to give more and more access and some other things. I don't have that kind of level going on. I don't think actually as an affiliate they allow you to do a lot of that stuff. I haven't really looked into it. So the money,
it's not designed to be your main income. You're doing this.
Well, it's hobby. Yeah, it's a serious hobby because I'm making a little bit of money. What I'm doing with it is I'm going to buy the next computer, and then that's going to help me make more content and move on from there.
I remember you put the dollar fund up, and when you got to $1.75, I was thinking that's going to take about 10 years to get a new computer.
You know, I saw that. I saw some people. That was a recommendation years ago that people said they would say, "Hey, you need to put up a goal." You know, people like goals and they'll help you meet it and all that stuff. And I did that for a little while, and then I just started feeling like the guy on the corner with the sign. You know? Yeah. We'll play tanks for money, which basically I am anyway because I'm on Twitch. So, you know, the irony there is not lost on me.
Kids and a dog to feed. Please help.
The irony is not lost on me. I am sitting here actually.
Yeah.
Yapping about a computer game and hoping people like it enough that they'll, you know, give me subs and stuff like that. But it's all kind of, so back to the tanks thing. Valid argument. Hey, look, what the heck? I just gave you a year and a half of effort, but I don't know. So what we don't know then is how did the chat thing get to where it got to where she got insulted or whatever. Yeah. And having been an inspector general in a wing, as one of my last jobs in the Air Force.
Good job.
We've talked about this in the past, but the relevant part of that story is that most of the people who came in to complain, their complaint amounted to my boss is mean.
Yeah.
Somebody was mean to me.
Yeah.
And while more often than not, they didn't really deserve to get the level of mean they got, the level of mean was perfectly within the superior subordinate or business relationship. And it's when the leadership got abusive that we could do something. But that was like 0.1%. I mean, maybe a couple cases where I actually found some jagoff was doing something really seriously wrong, and we
Yeah.
got him. We went, we did our thing, you know.
Yeah.
But most
Absolutely.
people, when they have a complaint, somebody was mean to me, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
At which point you
And
just got to press
you
on.
find that generally, yeah. And I think in this particular instance, not knowing the original setup of the agreement, not knowing the interaction between said parties, it's very hard to make a judgment on
Sure.
who did what.
Yeah.
But generally, just looking at it from an outside point of view, you've got to say to yourself, well, obviously something went rather badly wrong there. Was it a lack of communication, or was it an overreaction on both or either parties? Who's to tell? At the end of the day. But what I'm trying to say is that these things don't have a greater impact on anybody's life other than the people involved. So to make this massive statement and then have everybody white knight it just seems senseless. Why? There's far more important things in life, seriously. And I get people have been upset, offended, and if people have said the wrong things in the wrong way, they should apologise, and so on and so on. But
Yeah.
it's water under the bridge.
Yeah.
It's gone so far down the road. Do you know what? Who gives a damn? Sorry.
Yeah, Silver's right. Her work was at risk if she was just, and I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure of anything. I mean, it's very possible she just was doing it out of the kindness of her heart and just figured that the other side would do it in good faith. Which is
Yeah.
why if you're in a business relationship and you want to make sure you get your compensation, it needs to be in writing. There may have not been compensation other than she was part of the CC program and got the CC stuff. That's kind of where I am with this thing. My only compensation here is the exposure from Wargaming and the free content to make
Yeah.
content for them. That's the agreement that we go with. And if at some point that becomes untenable for me or I don't like it, then obviously I'll move on and do something else.
That's it.
Eventually it will. The game can't go on forever, and neither can I, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, Bogey makes a good point there. Yes, it was an 18-month project, so it was a long time of somebody's life.
It is,
On
yeah.
the expectation that whatever that person was doing would be used. So you're quite right. Maybe Wargaming should have approached it a bit earlier and said, well, we're not sure if this is the right direction.
Now here's
And give that person the option to carry on or stop. Yeah, I get that.
yeah, I agree with that. Now here's the rest of the story, because what's happening now is a bunch of CCs are taking this up. I'm just going to say piling on. That's not necessarily it. A bunch of them are taking the opportunity, reassessing their situation, leaving the program. And if you watch any of the videos, and I've watched 4 or 5 now, it's a wide-ranging complaint. It's not just solidarity with Little White Mouse, although that is talked about obviously by all of them, that how that went down. It's other stuff too. It's gambling boxes. It's something about the Missouri was offered, and now you can gamble for it, but you're only gambling for a chance. I don't know. I'm not really sure how it's all going down as far as that goes. But there's apparently over the last 6 months to a year, it's just been building to a head, and I think the deal with little White Mouse kind of broke the dam, and now we're all venting our spleens on all the things that make us grumpy about World of Warships and the way it's run, which I get because we talk about Wargaming's how do I put this? I don't know, development, I guess, and the way they do things, the way they market, all that kind of stuff. I complain about that myself, so I'm not sitting here saying that it's not an issue. But over there, apparently, it finally came to a head, and it just, now everybody goes. In theory, we keep hearing Jingles is going to bail. But I haven't seen.
Apparently he has, but he's already done it. Apparently, this was earlier on.
Just hasn't done his video, or isn't going to bother maybe doing a video, or who knows.
Well, this is the thing, and the thing is, with Jingles, there'll be more than just that one reason. There'll be a whole host of reasons behind whatever decision he makes about staying or leaving. Will be bigger than this particular reason. I mean, he slacked off on tanks a long time.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't. Yeah. And he, for whatever reason. So, I think any person, be CC or whatever, you make a decision. You based it on your own personal how you want things to go. So you can't read too much into a particular CC leaving, doing that particular thing, because there'll be 100 reasons behind it. also, like you said, is there an element of white knighting going on? Well, maybe there is. And if there is, well, that's their decision. I'm not going to knock a CC who wants to leave because he's supporting another CC.
That's true.
That's up to
Yeah.
them. That's up
Yeah.
to them. But for me, the grounded down to earth. I mean, I'd be going, what's the fuss? I get it. And like Sutek was saying, that the CCs do influence a portion of the player base. Absolutely, they do. And so there will be a larger number of people that care. But on a personal note, on a personal opinion, being down to earth and grounded, move on. What's the drama? It's
Yeah.
not like anybody's going to burst through my door and lob a grenade at me right now. Hopefully not.
What if they came through and sat you down and said, you better play some World of Warships right now?
Well, then I'd have to, wouldn't I?
Say they were a great big bloke and you just couldn't take them on, and they're just like...
Well, I'd just have to say politely, of course I will, sir. All the while flashing me blue light.
When I say play ships, you say hi oh hi.
How many ships would you like me to play, sir?
Yeah, the guys are talking about some of the other stuff of people leaving. These things come in cycles, especially in customer relations and marketing. You see it with any large company that's having a lot of success. Oftentimes they sort of get off the rails, and there's a reckoning of some kind. You get people leaving, or their influencers are unhappy, and then you have a big blow up. And of course, then somebody comes in and tries to right the ship. In this case, quite literally as it's ships. So we'll see what happens. We've had it too. Tanks has had their drama of CCs leaving and being kicked out and other things like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go. It's interesting.
Well,
yeah.
The thing is, Guido, it's news of the day, but today's newspaper is tomorrow fish and chips paper, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'll find it wrapped up around a bag of fish and chips tomorrow.
No, well, but I will say this about it, and it's the reason we're talking about it, because it's interesting to me. I always like to talk about the industry behind the industry. You've got the gaming industry, and then you've got all of us barnacles that are stuck on the side of it, trying to make something out of the rest of the industry. Like, I don't create a game. I'm not a developer. I'm a commenter on the passing scene. You and I are both commenters on the passing scene. But we don't have this without the game or the industry itself. So there's the people who make the money and do the stuff around it. The point of that is a lot of these CCs are leaving, and I didn't realize this. These are big CCs, because I'm a tiny channel. I've got 3,000 subs or 2,000, whatever it is. Not very many. These guys have tens of thousands, and some of the videos I'm seeing are in the tens to hundreds of thousands of views. Now they're probably bloated a little bit because of the drama, but they're still big channels. They're well bigger than my channel by miles and miles. And there's 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Now that's a big blow. That's important.
Yeah, I think, especially as a business decision, Wargaming would actually look at it. Of course they would, because they would have to understand the fallout from this sort of action.
Yeah.
And whether that affects their, and it's all about money, whether that affects their financial base.
Well, it has to. It has to.
Of course it does. Yeah.
Well, Wargaming too, but also the content creators. You're talking about if that's your main game and you're bailing on the CC program.
Yeah.
A couple of them said they're bailing on the game. A couple of them just said they're bailing on the CC program.
Right.
But they're going to have to switch to another game or some other kind of content creation, or maybe they're just accepting that that's over with. But some of these are big channels, and to give up that much that you've built just to prove a point in a game, I'm not really sure. I don't think any of them really intend to do that. They're going to try to switch gears or move on to something else or whatever. I mean, I don't know what Foch is doing. Foch left, and he was going to reset himself to something else. I have no idea. What's the result of that? I guess I should look up his channel and see what he's doing now.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate, the likes of Skill or the likes of Quickie Baby or Foch, and these are big guys in this entertainment business. They're big guys, and it will have an effect. But you've got to say, if you've got, I don't know, throw a number out in the air. If you've got 10 million players worldwide, is it that big a deal? It probably is for a short period of time, but things will move on.
Well, it's definitely going to be a blow to their CC program, as some of the guys are saying. These are high profile people. They're all bailing at once. Something isn't right, clearly.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
otherwise it wouldn't have got to this point.
sure.
I think there's a communication problem more than anything. I think there was a need for them to sit down in a room without boxing gloves and discuss the situation.
Yeah.
But maybe they didn't do that, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if that's it, it may have just come to that point. So there you have it. That's happened before. I don't recall it being this many people at once in any of the CC programs. Foch does racing now. Would you assess that he's doing better or worse than when he was doing tanks? Not that anyone really know. Dog tags for everybody. That's right.
Yeah.
Yuri, quick, bring out the Christmas boxes. Make them.
Yeah. Move on. We got a marathon. Get that out there quick.
Make some end of summer Christmas boxes.
Yeah. Yeah. End of summer Christmas box.
Grumpy old man, because you're asking that question, I'm assuming for you right now it's about 100%.
It's been that way occasionally for me this last couple of weeks.
Yeah, man. Okay, you've all been patient.
You have.
You have. We are about to give away a T-56, and that way, Wargaming will hopefully make you forget about all the CC drama and lure you back into the shop to buy more stuff. That's
And there's some good. There's some. Yeah. Let's get it going. All the time the competition's on. That's staying on now.
All right, so we're going to give away a T-56.
We are, and actually, guys, this is down to Guido because I was all for the 500 gold for my competition, but Guido actually offered up the T-56 that Wargaming has offered him to give away in a competition.
Well, let's not act like a.
Yeah,
they gave it to me, so it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to hand it off. I'm supposed to hand it off. This is supposed to happen. All right.
Yeah.
One of the benefits of being a CC.
Out the goodness of his heart.
Yes.
All right, the competition this week, guys. The competition to win none other than a T-56. And by the way, there was a question: what if you've already got it? Well, don't enter the competition then. It's as simple as that.
Well, no. Two things with that. Number one, if you feel in the goodness of your heart that you want to let somebody else have a chance, then do that. If you already have it, I don't have any problem with you doing the competition because you're going to get compensated in gold. So that doesn't bother me. Right. That's fine. It's the winner's the winner, whether it's the tank or the gold. Who gives a flip, right? Yeah. So feel free to join in. Now, give them the rules because they have to get it right with all parts.
They have to get it right. And is it NA only or any of?
God, unfortunately, it is. Yeah, they don't let me give away stuff on EU. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
They haven't. Somehow that is like so difficult.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yep. Plymouth Rock is not the answer, Wayne. Before you even start.
Decals, Plymouth Rock, Decals, five keys.
It's a quiz instead of a raffle, but it's two very easy questions that the Google fingers will get it.
Easy questions.
All right, so here we go. Because it's all about the Czech tanks, I thought I would do a Czech history competition this week. And it's a two-part question. Easy peasy, pudding and pie. Okay? Two-part question. Here we go. Are you ready with your fingers? In Prague, there is a university and a bridge with the same name. It's called Charles. Part one of the question is, what Charles, or which Charles, is the university and the bridge named after? Okay, that's part one. Part two is that person is also famous for a particular religious process. He instigated and put into place a particular religious process. What is that process that he put into place? So who is the Charles that the university and the bridge was named after, and what religious process did he put into place? Two-part question. You need the answers correct for this. It's a big prize, guys. You only get, I don't want two answers 10 miles between. They've got to come together. Come together.
All right, give it to him again, because we just had a bunch of people show up. And thanks for the follow, by the way. Black Eye 2010. All right, hit him with it again.
Okay, so for the competition this week, to win a T-56 generously donated by Guido and his dollars in his back pocket, or Wargaming.
Or I was just giving it.
Or he was just giving it. Okay, it's a two-part question. It's about Czech history. There is a university and a bridge in Prague that is called Charles. Which Charles was the university and the bridge named after? And what religious process did this Charles put in place?
Charles in Charge from the sitcom, and he was a male nanny.
No.
No,
No, not even close.
that was my guess. We have
So
Charles.
you-
Are any of those right?
Yeah.
Are any of those right?
All of those are right. You have to have both answers together.
Mildeith.
Both answers together to win the tank.
Mildeith says Charles IV. Just around midnight says Charles IV. Catholicism. Well, that's a religion. Yeah, Roman Empire. Charles IV. Communion. Charles manuscript painting. Roman Emperor.
We've sort of...
Wait. Pawn is Pawnee right?
Where's Pawnee? Hang on.
The last one?
No, sorry.
Oh, it's not what it's
Well,
called.
describe Golden Bull. What's Golden Bull?
By the way, that religious process is strangely appropriate for this shit show.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like
So-
maybe he's on the maybe he's got the in the general
might.
vicinity right there. I don't know.
I don't know. Just Google Golden Bull for me and tell me what that is. Golden Bull shot, yeah.
Well, it's a coin apparently.
Right, no.
Oh.
Oh,
Hold on, it's a decree. Hold on. That's not religious.
no. So there is a particular religious process that this Charles did, and it now stands in place to this day.
Well, hold on a minute. No.
Wayne wants the lottery. It's easier. Rigged. It is. Guido knows. There you go. There you go. That's exactly what I was looking for. That's exactly what I was looking for.
Which one? Just around midnight?
Just around midnight. Charles IV,
Nice.
imperial elections, the Golden Bull, which is basically the election of the next pope, is what it means. You've got it right. I do apologise earlier on to Dio Valenti. It was almost there, it wasn't quite there. I do apologise, my friend, but just around midnight has kicked it. Charles IV, imperial elections, which is the election of the pope. Congratulations, just around midnight.
I feel like Deo Volente should have won though. Isn't Deo the word for God?
Is it?
Isn't it?
Well,
Isn't that Latin for God?
well, I don't know. I'd have to look at.
It is. Fantastic. Fantastic. All
Well, I'll
right.
tell you what I'll do. Dio, seeing as you're so close, I'll tell you what I'll
500 gold to him.
500 gold to Dio.
There you
Just
go.
give me your in-game name and the server that you're on.
And so, okay, so Deo, send that to Pilgrim.
Yeah.
And I'm going to need, because I'm not sure, just around midnight, I need your in-game name so I can put you on the payout list. All right, there's his name, Pilgrim.
All right, hang on.
Deo underscore
down.
Valente for NA.
Right, Dio Valenti NA. Okay, cool.
Critus, that's right. Got it, man. All right.
Right, well, I'll get your 500 gold to you this afternoon, my friend. And well done, just around midnight.
Yes, Critus from the Babbins clan. All right, cool. Got it, man. I will put that on the payout list for you there. And maybe not today. Sometimes they do stuff on the weekend. They don't work the weekends, but sometimes they do stuff for us on the weekend. You know, just just to put a little perspective on the CC thing, our community folks are fantastic. I have not, and that sounds like me sucking up, but it's just the truth. I have not had any issues with them, especially Domo, all of them actually, who will sometimes do stuff on the weekends for us if we need it and whatever. Long story short on that, expect it Monday is probably when you're going to get it, my friend. Yeah, exactly. Rabble on.
Rabble.
Rabble. You gotta get the sword out. Ah. All right, guys, right on. Guido the Stormer is going to Mobile. I know, right? I feel bad for them. Here's the problem, though, Grumpy. There's one right behind the stupid thing. There's another one. That's actually maybe the one we should be more worried about.
Well, is it that season then?
Yes. Yeah, until the end of October. Yeah, absolutely. Until the end of October. I think technically halfway through November is the season. All right, kids. See you, man. You were welcome for the stream. We're also bailing. That's pretty much all I've got here. Number one, watch streaming the world. I appreciate that, Wayne. I might be streaming later today, guys, so look out for that. I got to go mow the lawn, do some things, but if I have some time, I'll come out and we'll see if we can't crank up my scores a little bit. I'd love to get in the top 15, so we had a little gold to give away to you guys. That'd be fantastic. If we can get there, we'll see what happens. But that's all I've got. Just about done with my coffee. Oh, just around midnight. Sub to nanosecond. Perfect, right at the end. Very nice. Very much appreciated, guys. You pumped up the old sub list pretty good today, so fantastic. That's it from the left side Atlantic. Guido signing off.
And that's everything from the correct side Atlantic. Pilgrim signing off.
See ya.